Salute the squad, salute the family. It's your boy Armin with Real Talk, man, and some more boxing news for you guys, man. And we're gonna start this one like this, bro. David Benavidez, man. I'm almost starting to feel a little bit sorry for David Benavidez, bro. We all know that the WBC ordered Dmitry Bivol to put his belt on the line and face David Benavidez being the mandatory. The Pershing bits were about to start, bro. And I know a lot of people have mixed feelings and emotions about this, but I'm going to tell you my perspective, bro. I don't believe that Bivol is scared of Benavidez, and definitely David Benavidez is not afraid of Bivol, man. I think Turki Al-Sheikh, with all due respect, man, this is my opinion, stop this fight from happening, man, because I was hearing chit-chat that Bivol was actually down to fight David Benavidez, and he didn't really care about having the trilogy with Benavidez right away, bro. He could have faced him down the line, man, which I saw nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you guys. But I'm pretty confident. I'm more than certain. Turki got involved, bro, saying that, man, if you fool around and give David Benavidez this match, bro, I am not going to rock with you no more. I'm not going to mess with you no more. I'm not going to give you those bankrolls, bro, and those paydays that you got with Arthur, bro. I want to see the trilogy. I don't give a damn about you fighting David. I want to see the fights that I want to see, man, because this starts to make all of us boxing fans, we should start to wonder. Turki Al-Sheikh has put together some good matches, but is Turki Al-Sheikh more for the sport as far as these intriguing matchups for the sport and the fans of the sport, bro? Or is he more about the fights that he personally wants to see? Because we all know that Canelo Alvarez is also fighting Terence Crawford, and I believe that was a fight that Turki Al-Sheikh, for one reason or another, was dying to see. That's why he intervened with Canelo Alvarez and those negotiations he was having with Jake Paul. At the end of the day, now Canelo will be fighting William Skull to be, undisputed once again at the 168-pound division, to make the fight with Terence Crawford a bit more lucrative, with all the belts on the line. And that was Turki Al-Sheikh, man, playing his cards. And I feel like he did it once again with Dmitry Bivol and David Benavidez, man, getting into the ring and mixing it up. And David, we all know, has been wanting to land that Canelo fight for a while. It hasn't been happening. I felt like Bivol would have been that fight, man, that really, really put David's name on the map, because, you know, he beat a Caleb Plant. He beat a Morrell, his last fight, a fight that the fans were calling for. And if he went in there, you know, at the light heavyweight division, beat Bivol, man, a man that Canelo Alvarez lost to when he moved up to the weight class, man, to challenge himself. If he went in there and beat Bivol and actually took that WBC belt from Bivol, I don't know much that people really could say about David Benavidez, man, as far as it comes to his accomplishments and names on his resume. Because I feel like Plant, Morrell, and a Bivol, bro, those three names, like, you know, in a few years apart, bro, beating those kind of names, bro, is pretty top notch, bro, when it comes to this sport, man. And I feel like that would have really, really solidified David's name as far as, you know, beating multiple lucrative fighters in the sport of boxing, bro. And it would have made more, he would have had more juice, I guess, to making his point to getting that fight with Canelo Alvarez. But again, bro, I feel like this is not what Bivol wanted. Obviously, it's not what Benavidez wanted. I feel like Turki Al-Sheikh, you know, hit up Bivol and said, you better not mess around with what I have planned for you, man. And we want you back in Saudi. We want you back in Riyadh. And we want to see the rubber match with you and Arthur, man. Arthur winning the first one and Bivol winning the second one. I can't say that Bivol's scared, because we all know the threat that Arthur possesses, bro. Most of us boxing fans already know it's going to be a close fight, and the fight is probably going to, you know, go either way, man, at the end of the day. But, you know, for an opportunity like that to pass David, man, I do feel for David, bro. And I'm not going to go ahead and say that, oh, David is an email champ. You know what I mean? It's something that we like to say in boxing, because he didn't have to fight nobody for the belt. At the end of the day, Bivol vacated. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that Turki Al-Sheikh had something to do with it, bro. This is not how David Benavidez wanted to become champion, bro. So we can't turn around in the future and say that David is an email champ, man. I'm not going to do it, point blank, period. I feel for David, but I do think it's getting close, bro. I do feel David Benavidez is knocking on the door for these big fights. Now that he has the WBC title, I feel like he'll be someone that more people will be willing to gun for and risk, man, because the title being on the line. And yeah, man, and the end of the point that I feel like, you know, Turki Al-Sheikh, we all remember when Canelo wanted that WBC belt, he asked him if, you know, it should be on the, you know, on the stage when he was about to face off with William Skull, and Turki Al-Sheikh wanted no part of that. It makes me wonder, you know, the personal beef that Turki Al-Sheikh has with the WBC, man. But, you know, these are my thoughts and my opinions, bro. David Benavidez becoming the WBC champ at the light heavyweight division. It looks like that rubber match is going to happen with Bivol and Baturviev. And again, bro, I don't feel Bivol ducked David. David definitely didn't duck Bivol. I feel like that Turki Al-Sheikh, man, he played his cards on this one. And at the end of the day, he wanted the fight that he wanted to see, being the rubber match with him and Arthur. And just like the whole Canelo and Crawford thing, I feel like that was more a fight for himself than the fans. But this is my opinion. Turki has been putting some good fights together, bro. But I just wish we could have saw Crawford against Virgil Ortiz. I wish we could have saw Canelo against David Benavidez. And in this case, I wish we could have again saw Ortiz and Crawford and Bivol and Benavidez, because Bivol could have still gave Arthur that opportunity after a Benavidez fight, man. It's your boy Armin with Real Talk, bro. And shout out to my guy Caesar, bro. If you see this video, I ran into you today at Lowe's, bro. Shout out to you, man, for giving me props, bro. Watching the channel. Salute to you, big dog. We're going to keep these videos coming. Everybody have a blessed and wonderful day. We out of here till the next one. Let's go.